This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Just want to start with this weekend when the Wildcats take on the New Zealand Breakers. They will be retiring Damien Martin's number 53, chucking it up in the rafters.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So six-time title winner. He's six-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's the MVP of the finals.
Yeah.
My God,
they named the Defensive Player of the Year award after him, the NBL. That's how
and
revered
straight
he
away,
is. Yeah.
straight away after he finished. So
They retired Greg's too. They just got some tongs and put it in the bin.
No, the feeling,
Greg. Higher. Love you.
That's great, and he deserves all the accolades. And
brilliant.
they will shower him with accolades on the weekend when the Perth Wildcats take on the New Zealand Breakers, and look to make sure that they keep themselves in second spot.
You can buy a commemorative shirt.
Yeah. And contact him and buy a commemorative house.
That's right. That's his new career.
If you're looking on the socials over the last couple of days, you would have seen that Tom Brady's been in Australia. He came down for a whirlwind tour of a couple of 48 hours, something along those lines.
Just seems to be throwing balls everywhere.
Yeah, so most of the highlights, Nath, was him just pegging a couple. Lockie Neal was one that he threw a touchdown to. So people in the ballroom that they had Tom in, he was just picking them up and he was getting to run across the middle of the room.
Would you be so thrilled to be on the receiving end of that from Tom Brady?
100%.
Yeah.
But you're going to say what's the downside of that?
The downside is
if you drop people.
You drop it, and then because it's Tom Brady, it will go viral, and you just look
unbelievably so.
Wasn't it like $4,000 a ticket to go and see him?
Well, I heard up to 10.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it?
What's he doing?
It was
just
like
ditching balls at people.
A speaking tour, and so you could go and see him, and then part of it was did you ball at
That
you?
is so funny. Did you ball at me?
Yeah, there was a lot of AFL people in the room. One of them was Essendon's Andrew McGrath, and I have heard a lot about what Tom was saying to embrace about his NFL career. But this is the captain of Essendon giving us a rundown on what he learnt.
He spoke a little bit about how much he loved everything about football and everything about the program. I think often we can get into the trap of enjoying playing and training's different, but he sort of explained how he just loves the process of getting better, whether that's recovery straight after a game, whether that's reviewing his game, whether that's getting in the ice bath, like everything. He just said how much he loved it because he knew that it was getting him better.
Okay, do you believe that?
No.
So that's an elite lifestyle. Now, put it into our realm.
Yeah.
Love doing what we're doing on air. And then
Hate
everything
getting up.
else.
Yeah.
Meetings. So that's Tom. I love the meetings.
No,
I'm
you're
going
a
to get better
liar.
every
He's
time.
a liar.
They're getting up at 4 a.m.
Makes me better. Makes me
It's the
stronger.
best.
My will, Natalie.
I do enjoy, remember in Ted, I think it was Ted too, so Ted was looking to get pregnant, or his girl getting his girlfriend pregnant, and because he's a Teddy, so he can't, so they him and Mark Wahlberg break into Tom Brady's house while he's sleeping and try to steal his sperm.
I mean, why not go straight to the top? If you're going to get anybody going
They're both arguing about who was going to do it.
It's a documentary, everybody. Check it out.
So funny. And actually, Ted is a TV show now that you can watch on binge.
It's on binge.
Yeah.
It's on
so
binge.
funny. It's when they went to high school. Yeah.
I would love to see what kind of money Tom Brady is making.
I mean, from this tour alone, he doesn't need the money. He's got all the money in the world already. I mean, less than his ex-wife, but still all the money in the world.
When it's like doing this and they're setting the ticket prices and not because most of the money will go to him, won't it?
Yeah, most definitely.
Why do you put it up so expensive? I know because you're a supreme brand.
Yes.
But you're right, you have all the money. So where's this money going?
Well,
what are you doing with it? Is this like, you know what I mean?
Well, his management would...
Yes, would reap. Yeah,
would
I mean,
reap
he wouldn't. He's not the one deciding the ticket price.
Yeah,
so,
I know that. But he's been making a lot of money, yes?
Yeah, most definitely.
So, when do you stop? When you got all the money, when do you stop wanting to make money more?
You don't.
All the money?
really good
Because
question.
the pile, you can always put something on top of the pile.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty insane, isn't it? Imagine
It is
all
insane.
the
I always
money.
think that. I always think that.
How much is he worth now? About it'd be close to a bill, wouldn't it?
400 million.
400 million. So, so you're telling me that that tomorrow,
Yes,
someone could get half of Tom Brady's wealth
with none of the
from
work.
Lotto.
Yes.
Half.
Now we're cooking. Never thought about that.
If you win Lotto tomorrow, you'll possibly be made more than a lot of Hollywood celebrities have their entire career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Australian dollars, so.
Oh,
my God. I mean, get lost.
still
Come on.
away from
I'll
it.
take
Disgusting.
it. That's a
Gross.
lot of rupee in that. We have a legit champion in the room at the moment, which is fantastic news. Matt Ebden, Australian tennis legend and also a WA guy, which is fantastic. He's brought in the Australian Open doubles title, the trophy itself, is sitting right between them.
This is one you get to keep, Matt.
This is, thanks. Yeah, guys, great to be in here celebrating in Perth with you guys in this lovely morning. This is the smaller replica of the big one that we get to keep, and it's not too bad.
So you're talking about yourself and partner Rohan Bopanna, who is 43 years of age, right? So, and he's got the grey and the beard, the whole lot. Yeah. Now, when I'm watching that personally, you go, oh, well, if he can do it at that age, why can't everyone?
Of course, because we all think in our minds we can play tennis.
But we can't.
He has been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, he's been, and he's a mixed doubles champ too.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be the oldest person in this room by quite a way, you know, so I think he can inspire all of us. It's incredible what he can do. I mean, obviously, doubles, it's not singles. You don't have to run side to side for 5 hours. It's more execution based. It's about your serve, your volleys.
He's a double specialist, isn't he?
And he has been for a long time. Yeah. And, Indian players come from that history and tradition of doubles champions more so than singles champions to the point where they show doubles at Grand Slams on TV during the slams. They don't even show singles a lot.
Right.
Oh, wow. In the media.
Wow.
So it's really different. So he'll go back and parade and meet the Prime Minister. I think he got a Padma Shri, which is like an Order of Australia for reaching number one.
You got to meet us.
That's the highlight of my life. I'm here.
What an honour. So when you are in a doubles, do you have to do like a bonding thing? Like, what do you do to like really get in sync? And I know the training will do it, but is there stuff off the court?
Yeah, you got to do all these, ritual ceremonies together.
They got to come alive.
A steaming teepee.
Exactly. Group meditation.
Pigeon blood. Yeah. So what happens?
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to build your relationship. I guess communication. I mean, some people say a bit like a player and coach in singles, doubles partnership, a bit like a marriage in a way, or a really good friendship, where you have to understand first yourself and then each other.
Yep.
And then what's going to make the team work the best. So those probably three elements, and it's confusing and it's sometimes very hard. Like we started together just over a year ago.
Yep.
We played Adelaide and the Australian Open last January. Yep. And we lost first round in both tournaments.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
So quite the turnaround. How did the pairing come about? Because, you weren't, he famously was with somebody for a long time, wasn't he?
He had a few partners overall.
Oh, so you're the mistress.
Yeah.
A little bit. But a couple of years ago, I mean, obviously I was playing with a fellow Aussie partner, Max. Yeah. And, we had good success. We had final of Aussie. We won Wimbledon. Yeah. But then Max, he's a bit younger. He decided he wanted to really go and focus on singles and not really play much doubles.
Yeah, right.
So that left me looking for a full-time doubles partner at the end of that season.
Yeah.
And you kind of both have to be in the top sort of 20, top 30 rankings, or else you won't even get in the big tournaments.
So you jump on like Tennis Tinder or something, do you?
Exactly. ATP rankings. You check out who's in the top 20, who's in the top 30.
Swipe, match,
single.
Basically. And, obviously all the top 20, top 30, nearly all of them are already partnered or paired up from the year before. Yeah. So it doesn't leave many options every year. There's only one or two teams split up and change, or maybe one guy retires, leaves one open. And just so happened, Bops and his partner had split up, and he asked me, he said, I heard you were looking. And I said, yeah, I am. And,
you're on the market.
So we sat down in Paris and discussed it. And it was the last tournament of the year in November. And, had to plan for January, and sort of was last minute or last resort almost. And we thought, okay, could work. He plays on the right on the juice. I was playing on the ad. And we've actually known each other for 15 years. He played Hopman Cup here back in the day.
Yeah, right.
Oh, great.
With Sanya Mirza, so I actually hit with him way back then.
Wow.
So
I do feel like I'm like, remember Millionaire Matchmaker?
Yes.
And I would have these mixers.
Yes.
And I would love to have just seen the sad little mixer of the single doubles people.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
and then seeing who goes home together.
Exactly.
Was there anybody that you rejected, or he was it? That was your
There was one other guy I considered playing with, talk to, Marcelo Melo. He was a former world number one doubles player, but also himself getting to 40 years old. Yeah, Brazilian guy.
Right.
And good
but
player.
Just didn't click?
Wasn't quite. We just decided. I said, look, I'm going to talk with a couple of guys, suss it out. And Bob's had a better ranking, which was really important, because with the other guy, we might have not even got in some tournaments.
Right.
Like Indian Wells, the Masters in March last year, which we actually ended up winning. With the other guy, might not have even got in that tournament.
Yeah, right.
So you have to be pretty strategic of who you can play with, and then trying to make that work.
So you guys are 1 and 2 in the world, aren't you?
We are. So we're
So how does that work out that he's officially number 1 in the world, and you're officially number 2 in the world. So how does that work?
So to get your ranking, you take your best 18 tournaments.
Righto.
So we have equal. We each have 8,500 points all together, all equal. Every point he has is with me with him in that 18. I played a few extra tournaments here and there with a couple of Aussies as just lead-in small tournaments and got a few points here and there. I actually have more points, but some don't count. They only take your best 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so in 2 weeks' time, when a couple of points drop off, one of mine will replace, and I'll be 1, he'll be 2. So just trivial in a way.
Matt, $730,000 was the first prize check, right? So you come back to WA.
So
mate, look at the Rolex on your wrist.
So you've got to split it, obviously.
Yeah, you got to split it. But does that just go, okay, that buys me a year on the circuit or a couple and I can do this, this and that? Or do you get a chance to
have some fun?
Yeah.
I mean, it pays for a few grocery bills at Coles or Woolies, you know.
Only a few at the moment.
There's been great inflation, so we know that. Life's expensive, and, you know, obviously my wife travels with me and we have a child, so, you know, I guess it goes into investing in our future, but of course into a lot of champagne and celebrations for a good week at least.
But to be honest, Shaun, the majority of the money went to 2 bunches of seedless grapes.
They are so expensive. Seedless grapes.
Who can afford grapes?
No, that's true.
1 bunch. Come on. Tennis baby, have they started playing tennis yet?
A little bit. We got him a little swing ball in the backyard
Cute.
for Christmas. He started that. He has his little.
Has he got any form?
Few little bats. Not.
I mean, we need to Serena
really.
Williams
He
this
can
stuff,
hit it.
you know what I mean?
He can do it. He's always had a really good throw, but he can't catch for some reason yet.
Oh, you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's not important
Yeah,
in
true,
tennis.
true.
And Matt, the other thing I was always wondering, right, so you're travelling around the world and, you know, you're doing it for a long, long time, but you always come back here to Perth. For some reason, I always think, shouldn't you be living in Monte Carlo?
To be honest, we've tried and looked all around the world for 20 years. We lived out of Florida 1 year near Fort Lauderdale or Boca. We was based in London during the year, in the middle of the year, based in the States other parts of the year. And for years we tried to think, where can we live even while tennis career? But nowhere did it for us. Ended up at the end of months or those years feeling really burnt out and wrecked and just missing our family, our friends, and missing Perth and home. Australia particularly, but Perth, I mean, you guys know the lifestyle here. It's second to none.
Yeah.
But you take it for granted, I guess, when you're here.
You do, mate,
Yeah.
you do. I hear people go, oh, yeah, but Perth, it's this, it's that. I'm like, mate, go and travel for a few years. Go see what's out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You will
You'll
come
be
running
back.
Was Florida just full of alligators?
Yes, actually. Trained at a lot of tennis resorts and golf course tennis resorts. And on the banks of the greens are alligators.
Yeah.
No joke. And outside your condo or your townhouse apartment,
alligators.
on the golf course, on the lake, are alligators, like 5 metres from your front lawn.
Yeah.
No fences, no nothing.
No.
You're just meant to be watch out.
So do you walk past them just like they're dogs?
Yeah, they just sleep there. They just lay in the sun.
Yeah.
They don't really move, but you don't really want to go close. They do take a dog now and then. There was a Disneyland in Florida. I remember
Yes.
Well, even sometimes you got to be careful with the children. And
Do they take your balls?
Oh.
I hope not.
His missus already got them.
That's true.
Oh, well, Matt, this is fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations.
We were super proud of you. That was amazing the other night. And you've got many more doubles Grand Slams to be won between the two of you. This is going to be awesome.
I mean, I hope so. That's obviously the plan. But, you know, as I've figured out, these Grand Slams are super hard to win. The margins are super fine. Even first round, we played 2 really good Aussies.
Yes.
Yep.
We were down break points in the third set, could have lost. Played a super tiebreak in the semis against some really good players. I mean, the level is so high, the margins are literally 1 or 2 points here and there. Things need to go your way. Even if you're the favourite expected to win, you really need things to go your way just to be able to get there. So
A lot of tiebreakers, that's for sure.
Yeah. Good work. Well done.
yeah, thanks.
Thanks for coming in,
Matt.
mate.
Of course.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.